Do you feel like you're oversharing? I don't know. Am I? Do you feel like I'm oversharing? Do you guys feel like you know way too much about me than you should? I don't know. I don't think so. Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. I have been meaning to do this video, but I thought I would do it like in February, second year anniversary of my YouTube channel. But I figured, you know what, I have been getting like some few comments here and then whenever I post a video that relates to YouTube, so I figured that I'll do this. So I asked you guys on YouTube and I asked on Instagram if anyone has questions. I got so many questions. I had to write them down, you guys, because I do use my phone to shoot, so I can't, you know, like read them, but I wrote them down. It's like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4.5. And I think I probably had more, but then some of the questions were duplicated. Some people were asking the same questions, so then I just like consolidated everything and put them in my little notepad. This video is basically just like my YouTube journey, when, why, how I started, the equipments I used. Let me just start with the questions. Okay, so what was the goal at first? Did you start with any intentions? So I think I've like dropped hints now and then. When I started this channel, I was going through, I had just came out of court for the application to take my second baby daddy to court. And during the process, like during the first few steps of maintenance, I literally had no information at all. On the information that I had was very generic. I wanted someone to basically hold my hand and walk me through the maintenance process. I did have eventually, because now I'm very open, I posted on Twitter, but guys, in maintenance, how do I go about it? And this lovely lady, her name is Motherhood, literally was just like, hey, inbox me your number. I've done this before, I've done this more than once before, and I'll take you through it. That lady literally held my hand. She told me how everything was going to happen, and everything basically happened the way she said it was going to happen, because I guess men are the same. Men, if you're not paying maintenance and you have to be taken to court, it means you're some sort of an abuser. It's financial abuse, which means you're some sort of a narcissist, and it's easier to then compare notes. If my baby daddy, if I have to take my baby daddy to court and you have to take your baby daddy to court, chances are we more or less have this, we are dealing with the same type of person. So basically what I'm trying to say is like everything that she said was going to happen happened exactly the way it happened, because I struggled so much to find information on maintenance, and not just the information is there, but the personal stories aren't there. There's a group on Facebook called Child Maintenance Difficulties. There are personal stories there, but still, like, it's different people's stories, so you'll hear this part of this person's stories or this part, and I wanted one person to sit me down and basically tell me their story, and I couldn't find it, so I decided, why not be that person? Because I literally struggled, and I know just by being from in that group, Child Maintenance Difficulties in South Africa, I know I'm not the only woman who struggled. So I then decided, let me just put myself out there. So I started, my first video is called Child Maintenance, My Child Maintenance Journey. It's part 1, part 2, part 3. So the whole point of starting this channel was to just document that and just leave it there for anyone who ever needs to go to maintenance court. Just go back to my videos and reference. In the beginning, I thought I was going to be in court for like 2-3 years, because a lot of people will tell you that sometimes you can be in court for that long. So I just thought, okay, this is just going to be a child maintenance. So I'm just going to part 3, part 10, part 12, part 20, do an update if I have to. But in the beginning, the intention was just to share information about child maintenance, and that was it. And then, well, fortunately for me, my case didn't go on for years. It literally went on for 3 months. And on the 3rd month, I was just like, okay. Like when I was done with part 3 of my maintenance court journey, I was just like, what now? Like, what do I do now with this channel? And at that time, and I had already built like a little community. I was just like, and there were things that there were like comments. And then I started realizing, no man, like Sbaningi who are actually single mothers. I know Sbaningi who are single mothers dealing with deadbeats, but it's so different when someone actually tells you that, listen, me and you are in the same situation. Then that's when I started deciding, I decided, let me actually just share more of my journey. I think the first video I posted after that, after the part 3 ended was basically explaining how I became a single mother twice. It was basically introducing myself to you guys. So my intention was to just go through just to document the child maintenance process, but then I was just like, I love to talk. So why not continue this channel? So this is how we ended up here. What equipment do you use in editing apps? So I started this channel last year, February. I had an iPhone 10 at the time. My first video, you will see how bad the quality is because I shot it with the front camera. And then after that, my sister was just like, just use your back camera. And then I used my back camera, and then I've been using my back camera of my iPhone since then. I used my iPhone 10 till earlier this year, and I probably still will be using it, but unfortunately, Umilani broke it. But like, she threw it on the floor, and then the camera itself broke. And when I tried to go fix it, this guy was just like, just buy a new phone. So currently, I'm using the iPhone 13 Pro. That's all I use. I have a ring light. Like right now, literally my phone is standing on the ring light. I never use the ring light for the light itself. I just use it as a tripod. And then editing apps, I use iMovie. There's another app that my daughter Alwanda introduced me to called KineMaster or KineMaster. It's okay, but I have to pay like 70 Rand per month for it. And then iMovie is free on iPhone. So yeah, I don't have any fancy equipment. I don't have the big lights. I don't have a camera. I mean, I would like to. Because if I had a camera, I wouldn't be reading from my notes, I'd be reading from my phone. And with the camera, right now with my phone, I'm using the back camera. Every 2 seconds, I have to check if it's still recording because I have storage problems. So with storage problems, you guys know with the iPhone, when you don't have storage, it just stops recording. So I could literally be going on and on and on and on, and it wouldn't be recording. So that's the inconvenience of using your phone. But let me tell you something. I have another friend who's a YouTuber, and she uses, is it a Huawei? Yeah, she uses a Huawei, and her quality is amazing. So I don't think that you need fancy equipment. Start with what you have. I've been here on the space for almost 2 years, and all I have is my phone, and I'd love a camera, but for now I'm just use my phone, and editing apps is iMovie. Is vlogging hectic? Like the editing, the shooting, everything? Yeah. Like, I think I prefer doing sit-downs. Sit-downs are easier because I'm just sitting in front of a camera, and that's it. With vlogging, it does take, it takes a lot. Having to make sure that you're putting your camera right, the angles, make sure that you're not missing moments. Because sometimes I literally just want to be in a moment, especially on like a weekend vlog type of thing when I'm with my children, my sister, I'm with my friends. I get immersed in the people that I'm with, and then I forget that I have to actually like shoot. Not that sometimes I forget, I know that I have to shoot, but like sometimes I just don't want to because I want to focus here instead of making sure that my camera is, it's not thingy. And then editing is a lot. Like editing a sit-down video is easy for me. But editing a vlog, like putting together all of these things, the music, the clips, making sure that you delete any bloopers because there are bloopers. It's a lot of work. Does it get exhausting sometimes? Do you record even when you don't feel like it? It does get exhausting, but I don't record when I don't feel like it. There's a weekend where I didn't feel like recording. What I did was just a shorter Sunday reset, and I posted it on Monday. Like Friday, Saturday, my kids and I just sat and didn't do anything. So there are times when I don't feel like it, and when I don't feel like it, I just don't do it because I feel like it would probably show. Now I wear my emotions on my face. So I feel like if I'm bored or I'm not into something, it will probably show, and I wouldn't give it my all, and I don't want to do that. Were you conflicting or whether to start or not, and how did you overcome it? No, as mentioned earlier on, I literally just started this channel to share information about the maintenance journey. So there was definitely no confliction at all. I was very sure about having this channel. I just didn't think that it would turn out to be me talking about my struggles with single parenting. I didn't think it would turn out to be me about my vloggings, my day-to-day life. Basically, I just thought I was just going to be sitting here talking to you guys about maintenance. I didn't have any conflicts. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. It's just that I didn't know the direction I would end up taking. How much did you earn then and now? Okay, I'm going to be as vague as possible with this question because it is a money question, and also I do know that a lot of YouTubers don't mind sharing exactly how much they make. But I feel like it's like asking someone their salary because it is like a salary in a way. Firstly, I got monetized this year in May. Obviously, you guys, I don't know if you know, but you need 1,000 subscribers and a 4,000 watch time to qualify. And I qualified in January this year, but I only got my first paycheck in May because the process of getting your PIN from America was just so long and so tedious. I only got it like 4 or 5 months later. But the nice thing about that is that the minute you get monetized, you are able to go monetize your old videos, and it accumulates. So when you do finally cash out your money, it's money. Think about it as a money like building up as more people watch. So my first paycheck from YouTube was what? I think 3,200. And at that time, I probably had maybe just over 1,000 subscribers. That first paycheck was my lowest paycheck. I've never received anything like that since then. So with the numbers that I have, which is now about 28, 29, and my average views are, my highest views are my weekend vlogs, which is about 20,000 to 22,000. Some weekend vlogs go to 27 to 30,000, but just that's once in a while. So where am I going with this point? My views and my numbers and my subscribers on a bad month, let's say it's between 8 and 10. And on a good month, not counting Vlogtober, it is about 12 to 15. Also, not only just your views count, it's also the kind of content you are putting out. I'm a mommy YouTuber. I saw somewhere last year they did like a top 5 or top 10, I can't remember, but basically the highly paid YouTubers are beauty, I think, followed by fashion or finance, followed by finance. But basically mommy YouTubers, parenting YouTubers are literally at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to get paid, because the kind of advertisers that we get, I guess, are not willing to spend as much as, like, I probably get advertisers like Pampers, Huggies, a beauty YouTuber getting like the Revlons and the Garniers of the world, and those companies don't mind spending on ads, and the companies that I get to advertise on my channel don't want to spend on ads. So I think that's also like a factor to think about if you are trying to start a YouTube channel. Ukuthi imali ayizofana because the content we are putting out is not the same. If you want to be a mommy YouTuber, or you are a mommy YouTuber on your way to getting paid, just keep in mind that we are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to literally the lowest in the food chain when it comes to the money that we make from advertisers. Now, when you started, did you receive any backlash from your baby daddy's families? In the beginning, I didn't get any backlash the whole of last year, and I think because my audience was really small. I think by the end of the year I had 700 subscribers, so my baby daddies and their families probably didn't care that only 700 people knew who I was and what I was saying. But the bigger I grew this year, I've gotten phone calls from both my baby daddies' mothers telling me to stop talking about them. I am not going to stop, because I'm a huge firm believer of, if you want me to speak warmly about you, you should treat me better. Number one. Number two, I'm not telling any lies about anyone. Like, I wouldn't come into such a public platform and lie about people. So whatever it is that I'm saying is the truth. It's not even my truth, it's the truth. This is how the series of the events have happened. Whether you like it or not, that's how you have been towards me and my child. And if you want me to speak better about you, then treat my child better. Otherwise, I'm not going to stop talking about them. And I actually don't even feel like I talk about them that often. Like, I actually just don't. Like, once in a while, I'll mention my disappointment in my baby daddies' families. I do get backlash now. Like, the first time I got backlash about Alwenda's dad was when I blasted him on Twitter. And that's the thing about narcissists, you guys. They don't give a fuck until you blast them. All they care about is their image, you know? So both my baby daddies, I've blasted them publicly. Not on my YouTube channel, but then on my personal social media. My Alwanda's father, I blasted him on Twitter. I put his name, like, I didn't hide his name and surname when he sent a very hateful text to me. And then with Milani's dad, I did a TikTok where I blasted his face. Only after that, then I get the phone calls. Before then, they didn't care. They didn't care what I was saying. because I guess maybe no one knew who I was to them. They didn't think that people knew I was talking about their sons until I actually put their sons' names and faces out there. Then all of a sudden I was getting backlash. But I don't care, and I will not stop. And also, before you guys come for me, I won't stop. And I know you guys will come and be like, but what about your children? Trust me, nobody loves and protects these kids more than I do. So everything that I do, they are already considered, and no consequences will be against my children. They're deadbeats anyway. My children don't even know them. So please, before you come, because I know someone's gonna come at me and be like, no, but what about the children? As if I don't care about my own children. Where do you get your music? So in the beginning, I used to get my music from YouTube Studio. So if you do have a channel, if you go to your analytics, there is an audio library section. You can download, you can search for music according to genres, moods, and all of that stuff. But then what I realized about YouTube Music, it was just so boring. It was so boring. I love Sese Tuyabo's channel, Zizi Moloko, and the Gamma Sisters. So whenever I'd watch their channels, I'd realize about one or two songs is similar in all three. So that's when I realized, because in the beginning I used to think that people just get songs from their friends, and then I realized there must be a thingy. And then I think Thandi Gama did a video where she explains basically how to make it in YouTube, and then she does say that she gets her music from Epidemic Sound. I went to Epidemic Sound, and then I realized it's like $25 a month, and at that time last year I didn't have it, so I continued with YouTube Music. And then this year, when I decided to just like, you know what, let me actually invest a little bit in my channel, then I was just like, let me go in. So I went to Epidemic, signed up, and they've got an amazing music. I wouldn't have known about King Sis if it wasn't for Epidemic. It just needs you to be extremely patient when you are looking for songs, because hey, the algorithm, yeah, bro. It needs you to either know the song you're looking for or just be patient when you are looking for the music. Did Vlogtober pay good money? I haven't been paid for Vlogtober yet. I'm supposed to be getting paid this week, but I do have to say it actually made me double what I usually make. So I would say yes, definitely it made me good money. I don't even think I would ever be able to make this much money from YouTube again, unless if my channel grows bigger. But I once saw Miss XO one time. She posted her on Twitter that in 1 month she got like 38K. I was just like, damn, but she's got like gang subscribers and she gets like gang views. So hey guys, in YouTube, it's so hard for me to gauge who do they pay this much money and who do they not pay. But as mentioned earlier, maybe it's because I do have a parenting channel that we are at the bottom. But shame of Vlogtober, I'm about to clock in my money hopefully by Friday. It is double of what I usually make on other months. Is it costly to start a channel? Not at all. It's free. As long as you have Wi-Fi, it is free. All you need is a Gmail account and Wi-Fi. As mentioned, I use iMovie, so that's free also. But if you don't have, I don't know if iMovie is available on Android, but like there's Boba KineMaster, there's other editing apps that you can use, the way you're gonna pay Boma 80 rands a month for it, which is not bad. So please, if you needed a sign to start that channel, this is it. Starting a channel is free and running it is free. How long did it take to get 100? I think maybe 3 months. For the longest time I was stuck to 20, and those 20 was just my friends. The 20 subscribers I have were my friends, and I think like, I think it must be 3 months, because I remember there was a debate about my child maintenance on Twitter, and I happened to say, hi guys, I actually did a video about this. I don't know if you'd be interested. And so many women were just like, post it. And I posted the videos I did about child maintenance, and in like a week, I think I shot up to like 100 subscribers. But it did take like 3 months. And not only did it take 3 months, it took me putting myself out there, promoting my channel in a space like Twitter, in a space where it can be very toxic, especially considering about the things that I usually talk and post about. So speaking about the things that I kind of post about, this question says, since your channel deals with like hectic stuff, does it help you? Is it therapeutic? I didn't realize that my channel dealt with hectic stuff until people started telling me. I didn't realize how hectic the things I was going through with my children was until other people started telling me. I think when you're so accustomed to being treated a certain way, when izinto kanjena ezenzakalayo, you start thinking ukuthi that's just life, you know. For me, I just started talking about everything that has happened with my motherhood journey, and it didn't seem hectic to me until other people started telling me. So now, do I find it therapeutic? Sometimes, I guess I do. I've always been someone who felt better after venting or after letting things out. So I guess I would say I do find it therapeutic, but for the longest time, I didn't realize that what I was going through was hectic. If I didn't have the challenges with my baby daddies, would my channel exist? No. As mentioned, I only started this channel to document my maintenance journey. I just felt like I needed to empower any other woman who wanted to take their baby daddies to maintenance, and that's why I started it. So if I didn't have deadbeats baby daddies, I definitely wouldn't have had a channel. So I guess there's like a silver lining, or maybe not. What inspired you to be so raw? And the questions after that is that do you feel like you overshare? You guys have never said I blatantly overshare, but sometimes you say things like, how do you get the courage to speak about the things you speak about? And then I have to go watch the vlog and be like, what did I say that like you wouldn't talk about? So I don't know that I'm oversharing. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm so used to being so open about challenges that I face. So when someone says, do you feel like you're oversharing? Is it oversharing? I don't know. Like, for me, it's just being open about the things that you face. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people who choose to be private and go through things by themselves. I'm not that person. When I'm going through shit, my entire 20 friends are gonna know. Well, I have 20 friends. But my friends will know. Like, I do not go through things by myself. So, and once my friends know, then I feel better. And then I come here and then I talk about it. But like, I don't feel like I overshare. But a lot of people feel like I do, but I don't. And that what matters is that I don't feel like I overshare. There's nothing that I've told you that is a secret. I don't know how to explain this. The other one, the other question to this, what inspired you to be so raw? I saw growing up, I saw a lot of things growing up. And those things that I saw I saw a lot of things and I went through a lot of things growing up, and those things were never spoken about. It was always swept under the carpet and you were made to feel as if you just don't forget it happened. And growing up, I was just like, no, I'm going to rebel against this. Watching so many women in my life go through so much, and me, myself as a child, go through so much, and we were not allowed to talk about it. I'm just like, I'm going to rebel against this. And then the older I grow, the more I'm just like, I'm probably healing my inner child. Because as a child, I was not allowed to speak about the things I was going through. But now as an adult, no one can tell me shit. So I think that for me inspired to be so open, you know. The favorite part about being a content creator, I guess I'm going to say the favorite part about being a YouTuber. The favorite thing about being a YouTuber is being able to document everything that I do. I have a cousin who's basically my sister who passed away in 2019. And when we were putting together her funeral, I couldn't find footage. Like, there were 2-3 videos here and there. There was a lot of pictures thanks to Facebook, but like, I wanted videos of she was full of life, but I didn't have one video that captured that. And that for me, I was just like, no man, we need to document more. And I know people document and then they put it in their cloud or their Google photos. Nah, I document them and I put them on YouTube. And just knowing that even when I'm not here, my children will always have a reference. When my cousin died, she left a 5-year-old. And as much as my niece will always remember her mom, but it would have been so nice to actually have like videos and be like, this is your mom. This is what she used to do with you. These are the things that we used to do together as sisters. And it breaks my heart that my niece won't have that. So that's what I love for me about YouTube. I mostly use YouTube as a platform, basically as my album, as a video album for my children to look back at. Just like watching their growth in real time on YouTube. That for me is my favorite part about just being a YouTuber, being able to document the most important moments in my children's lives. How did I get people to subscribe? Girl, I I begged. Like Elias mentioned earlier, I have supportive friends. Like my friends would share my content. They'll share, and I think in the beginning people were just subscribing to subscribe. But I do have like I'm at day one subscribers who have been with me since day one till today. So I know that maybe like 50 people who subscribed in the beginning subscribed to subscribe, and the others subscribe because they really enjoyed my content, because they still here. I see them, like when I see a comment, I don't forget people from people who made an impact, because you commenting on my video when I had like 3 subscribers, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget you saying, oh my god, I shared your channel with my sister. I don't forget things like that. So in the beginning, I think my friends did most of the campaigning for me, and then for me, I think towards the end of last year, I was posting on Twitter like nobody's business. In the beginning, I was just like, ooh, I'm my subscribers. And at the end, I was just like, it's not that I'm my subscribers, people literally don't know my channel exists. And I started just like putting myself out there, and yeah. Do you delete after uploading? I do, unfortunately, because I use my phone, and with the phone, its space is an issue. That's one of the downfalls of using a phone. I do delete after uploading, and the sad thing about that is that I have a video that had almost 200,000 views, and I think most of you guys found my channel via that video. And YouTube took that video down because there's a scene where Milan is in the bathtub. You can't really tell that she's naked, but when YouTube told me why they took it down, it's because it was attracting pedophiles. So they had to take it down. If I wasn't using my phone and I had somewhere where I was able to store my videos, I would have just re-edited that video, cut that part out and re-upload it. But because I have to delete my videos after, literally when I post my weekend vlogs, on Mondays, I have to delete all the footage that I took to be able to create space for the next uploads, I guess. What came as a surprise from your audience? Okay, BRB. I had to gather myself there, because when I wrote this question down, I was filled with so much emotions. What came as a surprise from you guys is the acceptance of my vulnerability and the acceptance of who I am. And I mean, growing up, I've always been someone who was told that you're too much, you're too this, you're too strong, you're too this. Like, I'm literally always told that I'm too this and I'm too that. And I've got amazing friends, but I always struggled to find community where I don't feel like an outsider, because I'm not a private person. You know, I know a lot of people take pride in being private, and now I'm so open, and I think people do project a lot. So, and guys, what makes people uncomfortable with my openness? But I found that I made a lot of people uncomfortable. And mind you, my openness is about my life stories and my experiences and my lived experiences. So I'm always wondering, why are people so uncomfortable with my vulnerability and my openness, to a point where they make me feel like something's wrong with me? For the longest time, I've been made to feel like something's wrong with me because you're oversharing, oh, you're doing this, or you're doing that. But like, your guys' acceptance of just like who I am is the most surprising thing for me. I did not expect to be this accepted. I did not expect to be this liked. You know, I did not expect you guys to like, you don't only invite me to your homes, you guys tell your sisters, you tell your friends, you tell your aunties, you tell your cousins about me. And like, I get DMs, people will be just like, oh my god, my cousin is going through the exact same thing as you guys, I feel like you're the same person, I've shared your channel with her. And I'm just like, there's someone out there who looked at me and said, I feel like you are the exact same person as my cousin, which means there are other people out there like me. Maybe they're just not comfortable to have a platform like YouTube, but like, there's nothing wrong with who I am. There's nothing wrong with the kind of person I am. There's nothing wrong with my vulnerability. There's nothing wrong with being as emotional as I am. There's nothing wrong with being as fierce and as strong as I am, because I've been made to feel as if like I am just, I'm not it, because I'm too much. So that for me has been the biggest surprise. You guys are literally, this is my safe space. And I think that's why I'm not really much of like an Instagram person. I'm trying TikTok because it's fun, but out of all the social platform, YouTube is my safe space. I do get negative comments here and then, but the positive comments that I get from you guys, the love I get from you guys outweighs every negative thing that I get. So yeah. Do you think it's sustainable long term? Will you ever branch out, rebrand, if you ever get married, or talk about anything that is outside motherhood? No, I will always be a mommy YouTuber because I will always be a mom. I don't think I'll ever rebrand or like branch out. No, I'm always going to be a mommy YouTuber. I might be a grandma YouTuber in the next 50 years if my children decide to have children. And then do you think it's sustainable long term? I actually don't know. Like, I think maybe you get to a point where you get tired, and I think maybe that's why she's asking Wuti, maybe will it be sustainable long term in terms of the content not being the same. The nice thing about being a mommy YouTuber is that, not to, guys, I feel like I always have to explain myself, because you guys, some of you guys like to come for me and like to misconstrue my words. So let's say you are a beauty YouTuber, right? When you're a beauty YouTuber, we're going to watch your makeup videos. We're going to learn how to draw our eyebrows. We're going to learn the different types of blushes and stuff. But I feel like with beauty, there's only so much you can do, because kufika cuts where everything is the same. As a mommy YouTuber, it's nice for me because my children are not doing the same thing every week, every month, every year. I feel like with children, there's always something that is worth recording, because they are not the same every day. Like literally, if I would put a camera in this house, especially with the toddler, Milan is not the same person every day. I think it is sustainable in a way for me because I'm a mommy YouTuber, and when my kids are old enough and out of the house, maybe that's when I might rebrand if I'm still on the YouTube space. No, damn. Milan is going to be out of the house when? So when I'm 40, she's 10. When I'm 50, she's 20. So she's probably going to be at the house when I'm like 47, 48. And I actually just might still be on YouTube. I don't know. But for a mommy YouTuber like myself, I do feel like it's sustainable. Do I have any boundaries and no-go topics and events? Definitely. You know, that's why for me, when people say, do I overshare? That's why I'm just like, do you guys really feel like you know me? Outside being a mother, do you know anything about me? You know, I don't think so. I don't think that I talk about anything about me outside being a mom and outside the challenges that I face as a mom. There are a lot of topics and events that are in no-go area. I will never speak about the things that my children are personally going through. I will say that, okay, Alwande maybe might be going through something, but I'll never dive deep into it. I will always protect my children. I'll always protect my friends. When I'm going to see my friends, I tell them that I'm vlogging today. So before I get there, do you mind if I just... So you guys will see sometimes a friend will open their door and there was already a camera. A conversation has already happened where I'm saying, I'm vlogging, so the camera will be on your face. Do you mind? Do you want to? Do you feel like it? Anything that involves my friend, if they don't want to, my friends, I'm very protective of them, my family. This question, I don't know. Maybe I do overshare, I don't know. But I don't feel like outside being a mom, you guys know much about me. Outside being a mom, and then I did that career thing. I don't know, like maybe I drop things now here and there. I don't know. But I do have boundaries. I do definitely there'll be things that I don't speak about. Even with my baby daddies, funny enough, you guys, there are things that I haven't told you about them. Especially with Milani's dad, because Milan is still so young. In my head, I'm always just like, I need to leave room for if one day we decide to be civil and try to co-parent. So I need to still leave a drop of respect. Is it respect even? I don't know. But I do have boundaries, and there are topics and things that I will never speak about openly on YouTube. The most challenging part about running YouTube alone is literally just having to do it alone. I love the editing part, and I don't think that I'd ever want anyone to edit my videos for me, but I'd love to have someone shoot them for me, you know. But it's okay, I'll do this for as long as possible. And I do feel like sometimes I don't ever want my channel to become a production. So that's what I'm saying. I would love for someone to shoot it for me, but like I don't want it to be a production. So I guess it works that I'm doing it alone. Your earlier videos, you were time conscious. Now they are longer. Why? Last year when I branched out to vlogging, I started watching then a lot of tutorial videos, YouTube videos, basically what works on YouTube, what doesn't. And a lot of people were saying, Guti, people's attention span is really, really low, so people enjoy videos between 10 and 20 minutes. So I was just like, okay, cool, let's do that. And when I looked at my analytics, people were only watching the first 10 minutes of my videos. And I can't remember what happened, man. I don't know if I had a hectic weekend or what, but my first long video was 45 minutes. And I cut to a point where, because I wanted to get it to 30 minutes at least, but I was just like, if I get it to 30 minutes, it's not going to make sense. So I was just like, post it as it is. And you guys watched it till the end. And I was just like, what? So I was just like, okay. And I've noticed I'll post like a video for 20 minutes and you guys are just like, oh, this video is too short. And I'm just like, do you really love me? Like, you really love me? You want to see 45 minutes of me and my children? So that's why they are longer now, is because I realized that you guys actually don't mind watching longer vlogs. Was your growth organic, or were you intentional about the angle? It was very organic. Like, guys, I did not in my million years ever think I would have more than 10,000 subscribers in 2 years. Let alone 29,000 subscribers. Like, my goal after getting 1,000 subscribers, my goal has always to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get paid. And once I got the 1,000 subscribers, I was just like, okay, maybe by the end of December this year, if I could get 5,000 subscribers. And then, boom, out of nowhere. There is a question there. Oh, here it is. After which video did you see a surge in subscribers? So that's what I wanted to say. I was bringing it in here. There are 3 videos that I saw like a surge. The first video was a video I shot early last year titled, I love my children, but I hate being a mom. Last I checked, that video had about 1,000 views. Next thing, my sister sends me a screenshot. She's just like, Amanda, your video has like 5,000 views. I was just like, yeah. And that's the video that helped me grow my watch time, where I was able to be monetized. Next thing, it had 10,000 views. Next thing, it had 30,000 views. I don't know how many views it has now, but the last I checked, it had 30,000. That was the first video. I was just like, what the hell? But people who watched that video didn't really subscribe. They just agreed a lot, and they increased my watch time. Then another video, I realized, I don't know how many views it has now. It's called How I Became a Single Mother Twice. And then the third video that shot up my subscribers like crazy was a nighttime routine I did that YouTube ended up taking it down. And another video that grew my subscribers was the video I did with Alwande, where she really gets vulnerable, where we both get vulnerable and we cry and we have the honest conversation about absent fathers and what it does to her and stuff like that. So there are a couple of videos that I remember my sister saying, with YouTube, it just takes one video. Just take one video. So for me, it has taken about 4 videos to get me to the points that I'm at now. But never in a million years that I think in year 2, I would be sitting with almost 30,000 subscribers. That's why sometimes it's even so scary for me to even celebrate it. Because I honestly just can't believe the growth I'm seeing in less than 2 years. Like, sometimes I honestly just feel like if I make noise about how many subscribers I have, they're going to be taken away from me. Like, that's, I guess, an insecurity I need to deal with. But like, I struggle so much to celebrate my growth at YouTube because I did not see this. I did not expect this. For me, I would have been happy if I had 5,000 subscribers by December this year. How does Alwade deal with being, with her mom being in the public eye? Guys, I'm not in the public eye. I'm not in the public eye, but I mean, if anything, Alwade loves the attention. Like, you guys don't understand. I do get a lot of questions being like, oh, you're exposing your children. Alwade loves the attention, you guys. Almost every day, Alwade will come and say, especially like in the past few months, she'll come and say, my gosh, mom, she's taking a nap. I would have wanted her to actually come and answer this question herself. But when we did the Q&A, you guys did ask her and she said she loves it. She'll come home and she says, mom, Mang Mang's mom came to pick them up and they said they watch your channel. They know me from your channel. Mom, I'm famous. So trust me, guys. Alwande loves it. Did my YouTube community change the way I feel about motherhood? Yes. You guys, as mentioned, one of the videos that blew me up was I love my children but hate motherhood. And I think it was this year when your love, your support, your kind words, your words of encouragement made me realize, no man, why do I hate this, this role that I've been given by God when so many other people love it on me? Why don't I love it on myself? Yes, being a mom is a lot. Doing it alone is a lotter. You always feel like you're failing. You always feel like there's just like something. There's always going to be like feel something. But this space, something as stupid on Sunday, Alwande and I went to Spur. I went to the same Spur I went to in March earlier this year, when basically we had moved in January with the children. We were still finding my feet. It was the beginning of March. It was the weekend of Milani's birthday, and I remember feeling like I've spoiled my baby's birthday by my issues. We went to Spur to go have breakfast there, and we literally had to leave within 10 minutes because the triggers, everyone who was there with their baby daddies, their husbands, their boyfriends, their co-parents, whatever the situation were. There's so many men with their children, and I just felt as if, oh, okay, Bazon Gabi said, like, is this a show, Mandy, that you are by yourself, you are alone in this day? Like, I took it so personally. I took my kids and left. I recently went to that Spur probably a month ago, and someone, I forgot her name, someone commented, she said, I'm so proud to see you back at that Spur. I guess the triggers are sick. It only made me realize then, we've been going to that Spur a lot, and I don't feel some type of way anymore. And when we went with Alwande on Sunday, I literally felt nothing. When I say felt nothing, I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, parents and they baby daddies and stuff. And this stems from you guys. It stems from my community letting me know that I'm not alone. As much as I'm always going on and on and on about my situations, you guys also, some of you DM me privately, some of you comment publicly on my channel telling me that I'm not alone, and knowing that I know, guys, I know that I'm not the only single parent out there, but it's different when someone else tells you that, listen, I'm going through the same thing, or sometimes I'm going through worse, or this is what I went through. Sometimes I even get DMs from married women out of nowhere saying, babe, you're going to be okay. We were all there. I'm married now, and my children have an amazing stepfather or father figure who's taking care of them. And you guys don't know what that makes me feel about. It makes me want to embrace this role of motherhood, because sibaningi, and you're all telling me that it's going to be okay. My YouTube community hasn't only made me feel good about myself and the kind of person I am, and you guys make me feel accepted and make me feel like it's okay to be me. You also make me feel like I'm doing such an amazing job at being a mother. It's like, when you go to gym and you start seeing results, you want to do it more. So it's that thing. But when I'm just doing my everyday parenting here, and then someone comments and oh, you're such an amazing mom, it makes me want to become more amazing mother. So this question basically saying if my YouTube community has changed my outlook on motherhood and how I feel, it definitely has made me want to be a better mom, because you guys see the little efforts. You guys see what a weekend vlog is, maybe 45 minutes. You see 45 minutes of 72 hours. And even with that little that you see, you're still able to see that I'm trying, and you're able to see that I'm such an amazing mom, as you guys say it. And I'm just like, you all can't be wrong. So thank you for always embracing me. Thank you for welcoming me to your homes. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for sharing my content. And thank you for always just reminding me who the fuck I am, because sometimes I do forget. Sometimes life gets really, really tough, that you forget who the fuck you are, and you need people around you to remind you, and you guys do that for me every single day, and I appreciate it. This video was just supposed to be about my YouTube journey. I'm not sure why now I'm being emotional, but I hope that I answered all of your guys' questions. As mentioned, most of the questions were more or less the same, so that's why I didn't like literally read out every question word for word. I just tried to consolidate everything. What I want to end this vlog is I literally tried to convince everyone to start a YouTube channel. If you have the idea, if you have the content, just do it. Just start. As mentioned, my first YouTube paycheck, the lowest amount I've ever received from YouTube was 3.2. And lower 3.2, actually money that anyone would have just given me out of nowhere. So if you are a student, that 3.2 will go a long way for you. If you are a mom like me, that 3.2 will go a long way for you. And not to say also, Guti, that's all you're going to make. If you needed a sign to start a YouTube channel, do it today. It is free. It is easy. You don't need a lot. You just need a smartphone and you need Wi-Fi and a Gmail account, which I assume we all have. And you will just never know where you might end up. Like, as I mentioned, I did not think in a million years I would ever be sitting on 29,000 subscribers in 2 years. So you just never know, you guys. Just do it. If you realize that you don't like it, you can always shut it down. It's not for life. And if you realize that maybe the niche that you started with is not yours, you can always rebrand. We've seen people rebranding all the time. Dibble and dabble in everything until you find your niche and find your people and find your community, but you won't regret it. I promise you won't regret it. And also get the money is a good incentive. So I hope that you do start your channel. I hope that this video answered a couple of your questions. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.